Welcome, focused learners, to this explainer. Okay, we're going to jump right in today because we are about to completely flip the script on how you plan your day. If you're exhausted, burnt out, and kind of feeling like the whole traditional hustle culture thing is a total scam, well, that's because it kind of is. Today, we're walking through a really fun, colorful guide to reclaiming your days without losing your sanity in the process.
Let me ask you something. Why does your perfectly color-coded, meticulously planned daily schedule almost always end in total disaster by like 2 p.m.? Really think about it. Is it because you're lazy? Is it because you just don't have enough willpower? Nope, not even close.
Get ready for this crazy fact from researchers over at Emory University. Procrastination is an emotional issue, not a time management one. See, when we put things off, we're not just being lazy, we're actually avoiding uncomfortable emotions tied to that task. You know, things like anxiety, uncertainty, or feeling like we're just not good enough. So hey, let yourself off the hook. It's really not about finding more time, it's about managing how we feel and function during the time we actually have.
Which brings us to a massive paradigm shift highlighted in Forbes. Elite executives don't just manage time, they manage energy. Think about it for a second. Time is fixed, right? We all get 24 hours. But working 12 straight hours is just completely absurd because your brain isn't some machine that just runs on a steady stream of gas. Energy is renewable. A strategy session at 9 a.m. might spark pure genius, while that exact same session at 4 p.m. is just you staring blankly at a wall. So, to fix this, we've got a 5-step playbook for you. We're going to find your chronotype, use the Eisenhower matrix, box and block, try habit stacking, and finally, schedule your procrastination. Let's jump straight into technique 1, finding your chronotype. Did you know our focus and energy levels actually follow natural biological rhythms that are literally written in our genetics? It's true. Variations in things like your PER3 circadian clock gene dictate whether you're naturally an early bird or a night owl. To make this super fun, sleep expert Dr. Michael Bruce categorizes these biological rhythms into 4 animal chronotypes. As I read through these, I want you to mentally categorize yourself, okay? Are you a lion? That's the early bird who gets up at dawn and crushes it right in the morning. Maybe a bear? You follow the sun, so your energy rises and falls with the daylight. What about a wolf? The classic night owl who gets all their best ideas way after dark. Or are you a dolphin? Are light sleepers and insomniacs who just kind of struggle to find a steady rhythm. So which one are you?
Got your animal? Well, here's a pretty wild fact. About 55% of the population are bears. That basically means the traditional 9-to-5 office schedule was literally built by bears for bears. So if you happen to be a wolf or a dolphin, you might genuinely struggle with early starts, which means you're constantly fighting this thing called social jet lag. You aren't lazy. You are literally just working against your biology. We need to protect those specific windows of time when your unique animal energy is at its absolute peak.
Moving right along to technique 2, the Eisenhower matrix.
So now that you know when you have the most energy, how do you brilliantly organize your tasks so you don't waste that precious peak energy on, well, useless stuff? Enter the Eisenhower matrix, inspired by the 34th U.S. president. It basically forces you to categorize your to-do list by urgency and importance into 4 quadrants. The whole goal here is to separate urgent tasks that have screaming deadlines from the truly important tasks that actually contribute to your long-term success, even if they aren't due tomorrow. You want to align your peak energy window, like a lion's early morning, for example, with those deeply important tasks, not just the urgent, panicky ones.
And that brings us to technique 3, box and block. This one is an absolute lifesaver, straight from the productivity communities on Reddit and the experts at Rescue Time. It's designed to help us schedule our deep work and our shallow work without completely losing our sanity. People tend to use these terms interchangeably, but they are totally different. Time boxing is setting a strict, fixed limit for those endless, shallow tasks. For example, you box checking your email to exactly 30 minutes so you don't fall down a total rabbit hole. Time blocking, on the other hand, is reserving a scheduled slot for focused, deep work, like you block off 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. for writing that huge report. Box the endless chores to contain them, but block your deep work to protect it. Toss a quick 10-minute buffer block in between, and your schedule's pretty much bulletproof.
All right, technique 4, try habit stacking.
This technique is all about tricking our brains into effortless productivity by piggybacking on the daily routines we already do on complete autopilot. Ready for a crazy biology hook? Researchers at Oxford University found that the average adult actually has 41% fewer neurons than a newborn baby. I know, wild, right? It's because as we grow, our brains prune away unused connections to become hyper-efficient at our daily routines. Your brain is an absolute master at remembering to brew coffee or brush your teeth without you even having to think about it, and we are going to hijack that efficiency.
Author James Clear gives us this fantastic, super simple formula for habit stacking. Step 1, identify a current, rock-solid habit. Step 2, use the formula, after my current habit, I will do my new habit. For example, after I pour my morning cup of coffee, I will meditate for 60 seconds. You don't even need willpower, the coffee is the trigger. Step 3 is building a chain. After you meditate, maybe then you write your to-do list. Before you know it, you've created this seamless sequence of productive behaviors all anchored to a single cup of coffee.
And finally, technique 5, schedule your procrastination. Okay, this one requires a massive, slightly hilarious mindset shift. Yes, you heard me right. According to student well-being experts at Emory University, you should literally put procrastination on your calendar. Here is the sassy truth of it all. Guilt over procrastinating is exactly what keeps the procrastination cycle going in the first place. You avoid a task, you feel guilty, the guilt makes you feel incompetent, so you avoid the task even more. It's a trap. But if you proactively schedule a guilt-free 15-minute break to just scroll memes, stare at a wall, or do absolutely nothing, you kill the guilt. You take your power back. It becomes an intentional energy recovery break rather than a shameful failure. So, let's wrap this all up together. We've learned today that time is fixed, but energy is renewable. We've found our inner animal chronotype, learned to box our emails and block our deep work, stacked our habits, and even scheduled time to be gloriously unproductive. So I want to leave you with this question. How will you redesign your tomorrow? Stop trying to be frantically busy every single minute of the day. Work with your biology, protect your energy, and watch your true productivity absolutely soar. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.